Welcome to Cars in Korea. I introduce newly released Genesis, Hyundai, and Kia cars. And we have beautiful fall here in Korea. And the car I have today in front of me is Kona Hybrid. What's notably different on this all-new Kona Hybrid is definitely the front look. And it comes from the different front bumper that this has. Let's not just push it, let me just show it to you right now. Look how beautiful the scene is. Alright, getting back to the bumper. So it has that horizontal lines right there. That design is seen throughout a lot of hybrid and EV cars. As for the rear taillights, regular Kona and Kona N-Line model, they all share the same lights, all fully LEDs, as well as the turn signals. And here is a little cute shape sticking out. Can they put it there to so that the car clears all the regulations throughout the world. This is 18-inch wheels. It's 225, 45, 18. It's all around square setup, same size front and rear. And the tread wear on this tire is 500, which means it will be good for at least 30,000 miles, be it city, be it freeway. You won't believe the MPG that this car has put out. I just drove the car as is, and I've been putting onto the sports mode whenever I was merging into the lanes and whatnot. Yep, so the MPG I put on this car is 19 kilometers per liter. So that's a ridiculous amount of MPG, especially you have 18s. And the color on this car is called Misty Jungle. And this color is actually very suiting for regular Kona as well as Kona Hybrid. And that's because here, as we can see, they have two-tone color with those plastic moldings around the fender flares or the fender lines, as well as those side skirts. They have that matte gray finished color all around the car, and this applies the same for a regular Kona model as well as the hybrid. Not for the N-Line, because N-Line is color matched to the body color for this plastic part flares. They have 10 different colors for this Kona alone, and they have one unique color that they have introduced with all new Kona Dive in Jeju. And Jeju is an island located most southern part of South Korea, and that's a beautiful island, by the way. And when Kona was first introduced to the market, from the design and the look, they were certainly people who loved it, certainly people who hated it, but Hyundai is keeping this design, the separated headlights from the bottom to the DRLs and turn signals on the top. And definitely this shark looking design of Kona has now been a standard design and also the design language of the car. Find this car on the street, it definitely stands out. And as for the Hyundai emblem right here, Kona and Kona Hybrid have their emblem moved to the top right there from the middle. But as for the Kona N-Line, they have a little ducts, 3 ducts right there. So the emblem is actually sitting right in the middle. So that way, that's one of the easiest way for you to differentiate the Kona regular and hybrid to that of the Kona N-Line. And let's zoom in right here. The new Kona is functional with HDA, fully equipped. And now let's take a look at the interior, starting with the second row first. So I just left the front seat with a distance that I usually put when I drive around, and this is how much leg room we get. Let me just hop in right now. And just like so, I have my back to the back support, and not the most biggest leg room that a car would offer, but certainly is wide enough for its class. So, you know, no difficulty whatsoever moving around. Don't know why this grill mesh is only on the passenger seat, whereas it is not on the driver's seat. Just leave me a little bit puzzled. Right here is the charger outlet. So there is not that much on the back seat where you would look for some of the technology and whatnot. Just Windows button. And good that it has the heated seats on the rear. Very nice touch. Same goes for the right seat as well. And of course there won't be anything for this armrest. Yep, just the cup holders. No hidden compartment right here. But what I really want to make a strong emphasis on is this button right here. This is really important for a family with a baby, because usually that's where you leave your baby with a car seat, either here or where I'm sitting. So with this feature, what it enables is for a driver to get an easier access to the second row for her baby. So this function is very useful, and sometimes you really need this feature, especially when the passenger seat is moving manually. You know, you hear that all that metal rail sliding over, baby's gonna wake up. But with this, quiet, with this motors, hardly ever will the baby wake up. And let's move back to the front seat. Nice digital display right here that shows and gives you all the information about. So the steering wheel is almost identical to that of a typical Hyundai cars, and it has HUD, a combiner type that Veloster and my car does not even have. I really hope that this was available on Veloster N, but again, Kona has it. And you could also manually control if you don't like that for any reason. Right here you can turn it on and off, and this is how it actually operates. Let's fire up the car first. Again, car being hybrid, the engine is on. As we've just saw, it's ready to move, but no sound whatsoever. It will fire up pretty soon because it's a bit low on batteries, so the gasoline engine will kick in to recharge the battery and whatnot. Alright, so let's get back to the HUD. This combiner type HUD, can you see it? Let me lower the steering wheel first. Let me just show you. I'm going to hit that button right here, HUD, then this happens. And pressing it again. I really like that. I'm serious. Alright, so the display is here, and some people would be confused with the paddle shifters here and there. As for the Kona EV, they had that little nice battery engraved right here, so people won't be confused. But Kona hybrid, instead of the batteries, it actually has this plus and minus, because once you put the sports mode, this actually serves the purpose, the purpose that we know that it serves as a paddle shifters. So when you use this paddle shifter on eco mode, that pops up, and that shows the level of regenerative brakes that Kona hybrid will use. And from time to time, it could be too strong. Honestly, when I left that on the third level, the maximum level, there was almost no need for me to use the foot brake. Like, let go off the gas pedal, then you get used to how fast and how strong it will slow down the car. So once you get used to that, literally you almost did not have to use the foot brake unless you come to a complete stop. Personally, the third level or the maximum was just too strong. I would put it on the second level. It felt more like regular gasoline model, where you let go of the gas pedal, then the engine brake will engage, and that's about the strength that you got. If you put it to the first level, it will be the least of the regenerative brake, and it will kind of let the car roll much more freely. And press it one more time, you can turn it off. So if you put the car on HDA, you cannot adjust the levels of the regenerative brakes, but instead the car will find the optimal time and optimal strength to use the regenerative motor to recharge the battery. So again, HDA is what really completes this car altogether, because you need not worry about that regenerative brake. You just drive the car as is, and it will give you the best MPG. As I have right there, it has 18 kilometers per liter. I know it's not the best MPG you can get from a hybrid cars. And also, let me just tell you right now, this is how you put the car into a sports mode. Just gently push in this gear knob to your body, to your left, and that S lights up, and that's the sports mode. So for the new Kona, there is no separate button for sports mode or different modes, and neither is there a button for terrain modes. This car does not come in with terrain modes, unfortunately, but put that over there, then that's the sports mode we get. Tachometer changes into S, and also when you press on the paddle shifters, you just saw that S change into 1. And even in sports mode, being honest, this car is not the most fastest car that you can get out there, but you will certainly feel every feeling of that 1.6 liter engine right inside. And just getting used to the car, and once you get used to the car with the motor kicking in and also the gasoline pulling the car in the front, you'll get used to it. And enough of a power, I would say, for a daily driver. And the joy you get out of this car is checking on that MPG every time you drive around. And of course there are EV cars and hydrogen fuel cell cars, but with hybrid car we have right here, we can drop in any of the gas station nearby, just get charged up, and again, you hardly ever refuel the car. I would dare to say that this is a best daily driver. You know, you have enough of the seats on the second row, not to mention the passenger seat, but also trunk compartment, which I'll show you in a bit. So before I show you the trunk compartment, it has Hyundai UI, so if you have a Hyundai car, it's very intuitive and direct. You could just play around with the button a couple times, then you have a very great idea how everything runs. And I'll be showing you all these types of features and functions when I have the POV video. And so this will show what the car is doing, if it's pulling the power from the engine or the motor, if it's charging or if it's dragging the engine from the battery, all that. A typical vent that we would find, whereas we have this circular vent on left and right there. So some of the Audi and other cars have this circular vents, and people have a big struggle, you know, placing those car mounts for your cell phone and smartphones. But since Kona has this regular horizontal outlet right here, you could easily install your aftermarket chargers. And one cool thing I found on this Kona is this driver only. It's a bit out focused. All right, focus please. Driver only button right here. Of course, self-explanatory. It will run the fans on the driver's side only. From time to time, you're the only one driving. So this came quite handy. I've used it a couple of times. And again, this air purification system right here. Heated seats, vented seats, and heated steering wheels. Camera like that on the rear. That's the trunk is all opened up, so it's shooting in the sky. So but the camera and the buttons for the passenger seat. E-brake as well as auto hold, and nice cup holders in different 2 sizes for your bigger tumbler as well as a smaller one. And I put the key in here. I find this quite useful as well. So let's go back to the trunk compartment and show you what it's like over there. Alright, no big surprise. It has that top lid right here that will cover the compartment right here, and that's what we have underneath the tray, and those right there. So no big surprises. The size itself is a little small for an SUV, but again, put into consideration that this is a CUV. And let me fold the seats just like that, and this one right here. As you've seen, it's not difficult at all, just push of a button, and it is a full flat. There is no hump right here, so the car is just pushed out all the way right there. And if you push those two seats a little more to the front, then you have a humongous space. And with that second row folded, and that is how much space you get, all in all, I think this Kona will be a very good purchase if you're in the market looking for a CUV, reliable and versatile CUV like Kona. And one feature I wanted to show it to you is this right here. Alright, well, I guess I'll just hold it in my hand. Alright, so I love the telescopic function of the new Kona. You could push it in, push it out, and that's what it sounds like, what the honk sounds like, by the way. Pull it up and pull it down.